Hello and welcome to Cult Confessionals. My name is Sloane McCraw. Today I am joined by Drake Martin.
Yeah, hi, I'm Drake Martin.
So, Drake, you are a current student at SIU and you are a junior right now?
I am a junior, and I am a video production student. Is my thing. Yeah.
Well, we can start with the whole school spiel. What kind of stuff do you do on campus?
So I am a senior producer at Alt News, and that's it.
All right.
That's all I do. But that encompasses a lot, thankfully. I like doing documentary work. I normally produce like a segment every episode.
Mm-hmm.
I do alt sessions, which is like our live concert series that you may have heard of. And then just some other fun stuff. I don't know. I like experimental video. Just kind of weird ideas, whatever. Alt News is a really good place to just kind of do whatever you want. And so that's why it's all I do.
Anything in particular that you've been working on that you're excited to release?
I filmed with you. You may remember this because we did it 3 weeks ago. I filmed a segment with the backpacking club at SIU, also the foraging club. It was a joint trip out at the Red Cedar Trail at Giant City.
It was like you did the 6 mile trail and I did the 4 mile.
Yeah, I did.
And I left early.
But yeah. So that was super fun to go out on a hike with them, and then I interviewed one of the professors that went on the trail with us, and then I interviewed the director of Touch of Nature about like why touching grass is good for you.
Mm.
It's a very alt news segment because it's like everyone knows that you should go outside.
Yeah, you should touch grass.
But for some reason, I feel the need to make a whole, whatever the phrase is, micro doc on why you should go outside, with explaining with facts and logic why you should touch grass.
You should go outside, and here's every detail to go outside.
Yeah.
What got you working on that?
Well, the Touch of Nature guy gave a TED Talk, which my friend AJ suckered me into running camera for, as you two very well know.
Yes.
I think, were you both there? I can't remember these.
Diondre and I were both there. Diondre's running audio today. So.
And anyways, he gave a really great TED Talk about why touching grass is good for you. And I was like, wow, this is so great. This is such a great message. I would love... And then I had the idea of doing a segment, a kind of a joint segment with him and then the backpacking club, because I have friends that are in that, and I heard it was cool. And so I thought it was a cool opportunity because a lot of times when we do segments, it's like a very kind of like single subject in a way, where we just interview like a person or like a very tight-knit group of people. I thought it was cool to like, I'm going to go interview these backpacking and foraging kids, and then also this guy at Touch of Nature, who they don't know each other at all, but the subject works perfectly.
It just combines them.
Yeah.
Anything that you particularly took away, just personally, like anything you would have enjoyed generally?
On it, like there was the point in the trip before I got too tired. There's a point in the hike where when we were really out in the middle of nowhere. Honestly, in reality, we weren't that far from a major road.
Yeah.
We didn't get that far out, but it felt like we were in the middle of the fucking rainforest or something, And like that was just awesome. Like that was the way. I think I don't know if I'll put it in, but something that the people I interviewed talked about was like that zone you kind of get into when you're out in the woods, and I really, I felt it. I knew what they were talking about, and it was just cool. I was like just very happy.
Okay.
And now I'm sad.
Oh, sad to be back with the people of the living.
Back into this dark basement that smells like mold. I'm just kidding.
Guys, the archive doesn't smell like mold.
Joking.
Guys, I swear.
It feels like there should be mold in here, but there isn't.
We
That
keep
I can
it
tell.
we keep it pretty clean down here,
Mm-hmm.
despite not having that much amazing furnishing.
Yeah. No, this place is great. I'm sorry. I shouldn't. That was a bad joke.
Don't worry. We love the archive. We're very grateful for Robert Spar for giving us the archive.
This room, they needed. It was a. They were glad that someone was taking care of this room. What was it? This was like equipment overflow or something, right?
It was like a film processing room. Like it was for photo lab or something, and this whole room was just film processing.
That's kind of funny. I mean, because that's kind of the same way we got the alt news room. It was like where they used to develop the newspaper.
Yeah, because you have the dark room in the back that you can't enter.
Yeah, down with the old. Give us their.
Yeah, who's
valuable
developing
building
film
space.
and making newspapers anymore?
Yeah.
So going on to like the alt session stuff you do, what is that like?
So I find it. I'm from here, so I have a little bit of a better I don't know. I know about some stuff. I'm not insanely insightful. I don't go out, so it's hard to find bands. I don't know. Anyways, the thesis, the selling point, is that we do live music sessions with hopefully really good audio and in a really weird and interesting spot that is cool to watch. Is the goal. So the whole series is like a collaboration with the Digidog Records Club. I don't know what the name is. Digidog Audio Records.
I think just Digidog works. I think it's the one across.
Digidog Beatmakers. It's such a privilege for us because we just show up and they take care of all of the audio work. I don't have to do anything. They take care of all of it. They make it sound great. And then we just have to find a cool spot and we have to make it look pretty.
Yeah, you just get all your audio, and it sounds good. Have I worked on all of the alt sessions?
I think so. Oh, besides Garf.
Oh yeah, I didn't work on the Garf one.
But that was like a 30-minute notice. Like, who's free?
Guys, I need people to come to PK's right now.
Yeah. But yeah, especially the Garfield and Friends. Like I recorded that one myself because it was too last minute to get Garfield and Friends. That one I just got. Well, like Alex did a lot of really great work, but there's a lot of luck involved with that mix too. Like I couldn't. I don't have any like equipment checkout stuff for mics. Yeah. I don't have any microphone stuff that I can grab, so I got a mic from somewhere that I guess I shouldn't say, but I was able to get a microphone, and I couldn't even find a stand for this mic. So I plugged it into my board, and then because I couldn't have a stand, I set the mic on the floor between the kick drum and like the hi-hat pedal. And it sounds great. It sounds awesome. Between that and then the drummer had a vocal mic, it sounds great. Mostly because of Alex, but I like to take a little bit of credit.
Yeah.
On just pure luck.
Just get your innovation going.
Yeah.
And then that one was like a really different one too. It was the first, and it's also the very standout one because you put the video onto a tape and then you record it from a TV. Yeah,
we played the video through an old CRT screen, and then just like filmed the screen with a camera, and it looks like it was filmed on VHS.
That's how you did that?
Yeah.
I didn't even know. That is insane.
Yeah. As long as you just like match the shutter speed just needs to be divisible by 30.
Just by 30? Is that how the CRTV runs?
Like I don't know. Or I don't even know. I think it's just like it has to be the same as your frame rate.
Okay.
I think. And so yeah, but it just works. I don't know.
That is insane.
But yeah, that one was a little different because there's like no prep work. That was just like a live show, but it was it was so unique. It was like, when is this ever gonna happen again?
Mm-hmm.
When is there ever gonna be a Garfield, like bands dressed up as Garfield characters, except for the drummer who's just actually Jim Henson. Or wait, shit. No,
Jim Davis.
Jim Davis. I'm
Come
sorry.
on, Drake.
I'm sorry, not Muppet Man. Not the Muppets guy. Dressed up as Jim Davis, and they're playing songs, a really tight band playing songs that are parodied to be about cats. Not even really about Garfield. Like, most of them are just about cats in general. And I was like, this is never going to happen again. Like, this has to be documented.
Just had to seize it immediately.
Yeah, it was the most, like, college band show ever.
So, from that one to doing the Pet Mosquito one next, how did you change the process?
So we planned ahead.
Yeah.
It was the big difference. Honestly, with Garfield and Friends, I did the VHS look thing because the footage was so bad that it was so dark in that room, and we didn't set up any lights, that it was like I had to bump the exposure of the footage up so high that it was so noisy. I was like, maybe I'll just bounce it through a TV, and then you can't tell. So then with Pet Mosquito, we were able to actually try. And so we just, I don't know, planned out a little more. I think like Digidog ran audio for that one, which is a huge, like, that's the biggest improvement, that they actually recorded it. And so they got there like 30 minutes before we did, set up all of the equipment, got audio pretty much set up, and then it was like we rolled in and we were able to light it for the camera. So it was much more of like a shoot than before with Garf. With Garf it was like a documentary live show. And so in that one we were able to like light it for the camera as best as we could with 2 grounded outlets.
So, of course, lighting changed and just general preparation.
Yeah, and it was kind of like that's when it was like, let's do them all in like an interesting place. So I always, like, Lost Cross is such a cool place, but every it's all the stuff's in the basement, like, all the music, but the living room is so cool.
Yeah,
like the living room is the coolest part of the house, in my opinion. Like, it's just going up there. Normally, I'm always up there, like having like talking with people instead of actually being down in the basement. It's such a cool spot, and so we had him set up in there, and have that be the backdrop.
Oh yeah, and I'll just clarify for a minute. The Lost Cross living room is plastered wall to wall with like old zines, and there's drawings across the wall and just cutouts from a bunch of stuff.
What's the thing that is hanging on the ceiling?
Thing hanging on the ceiling?
There's some like huge plastic, like,
can't remember off the top of my head.
Like a cutout of a pharaoh or something like that.
Yeah.
It's a cutout of a pharaoh on the ceiling?
Yeah. Like, I didn't even notice that the first like several times I was there.
Huh.
It's such a cool room.
Yeah, I'm usually not in the living room often.
Yeah.
So I've never been the most observant. That's why I run a podcast. I'm messing. So I have to clarify. Guys, don't fire me. So is there any particular inspiration that drew you to doing the alt sessions?
I think there's always a specialty to the, like, so much music now is recorded like not with a full band playing at once, and there's so much magic in that, of having a full band actually playing together in a room, and like being able to hear each other and like interact with each other in real time, and not just like recording each instrument and do Pro Tools like linearly. And like that, I always find myself enjoying like really good live mixes more than studio recordings. And so it's kind of like and especially down here, like there's not there's so much of a live music scene, but relatively little of like a recorded music scene, which I found very like. There is some, but like generally like people really into the scene care about the recorded music stuff, but not a lot of people really. A lot of people that go to shows don't really listen to the records.
Yeah.
And so it's kind of like a little in between of like, here's this live band you really like playing the same way you see them, but now with like a really, hopefully well produced like video, concert video.
Plus, you can catch some really different content because maybe distribution costs quite a bit of money, especially to post on like Spotify and such. So when you did Children of the Rat Temple, the songs that they played are not on their Spotify, and I know that as a Rat Temple enjoyer. Same with Pet Mosquito. A lot of songs they played were from their upcoming album.
Yeah, and same too. I want to Pet Mosquito plays this Sitting on the Dock of the Bay cover live, and I was like, they'll almost certainly never put this on a record. They'll never record it. So I'm like, this is all a scam to get them to record that for me.
Yeah.
So now I have that, and now I can listen to it. And that's really all anything I do is. It's all scams to just get what I want.
It's all a con just for Drake to enjoy it.
Yeah.
What about location wise? Of course, Lost Cross was more just kind of on the nose for what to do, but like you did Rat Temple at a skate park.
Yeah.
And what was the last one they got the banjo?
The last one we did was Sad Max Centenny.
Sad Max.
Recorded at Hawk's Cave in Ferncliff.
Yeah. And that was just under a giant overhang outside.
Yeah. I think it's like, honestly, I was just like, what should our gimmick be? Like, the Tiny Desk thing is that they do it in a really small spot, and it's all kind of like broken down, like more, I don't know, like kind of like minimal instrumentation, which is like just every live band here so is relatively minimal. So I was just like, what if it's like who cares about acoustics? Let's just do it anywhere, and it'll be sick. Like, I feel like people in general are like audio people are so like crazy about like the room being like sound treated or whatever. Who cares? Like, first of all, it doesn't really matter that much, honestly, unless you're trying to make like a really good sounding record. Then sure, yeah, you want to record in a studio, but like the trade-off of like, okay, sure, it's like a little echoey, but like the benefit is you get this like amazing visual that is going to have so much more of a lasting impact on the viewer than if it like sounds like it was recorded in Electrical 80 or something.
Because, I mean, in theory, it's totally impractical to record an acoustic instrument like a banjo totally outside away from anything. But, I mean, being on that shoot, it was really cool to see.
Yeah, and like Rat Temple, I mean, that whole place is just an echo chamber, basically. Like another one I want to do that would be a little different. There's those like racquetball spots in the rec center.
Oh yeah.
It's just like it's just an echo chamber. But I want to like put somebody in there and then like just project stuff on the walls. And the sound of the room can be part of it. Like, it'll just have this crazy reverb echo to it. But just lean into it. I don't know.
And the pool one, the idea for. Do you think you'll ever do that?
Well, so, yeah, there's a really cool room in the rec center it's in the pool room. There's like this trap door that goes down, and it's by the diving boards. There's this trap door that opens up, and you can take a ladder down, and it's this little room by the side of the pool that like has windows that lets you look in to the pool. And I was like, holy crap, that's so cool. It's for like press cameras for if they do like official sport, like I don't know, broadcasted sports events, and they can have people on cameras down there. Now I thought in my naivete, how do you say that? I don't know. For some reason, I thought that that this room would be probably small, but like that the windows would be big. It would. I imagined in my head a big window.
Yeah, just like one giant like bay window.
Which, in retrospect, doesn't make any sense. But so I was wrong. It's 3 small little windows that are like very rectangle shaped, which is great if you're running camera for a sports event.
Yeah.
But anyways, so I did one trip to go see it and was very sad to find. And so that's when we decided to do Slabs skate park.
Yeah, because you were planning for Rat Temple in the pool room.
Yeah. But now it's just like anywhere I go, anytime I find a new cool spot, I'm just...
How could I fit a band here?
Yeah, you can't take me anywhere now without me being like, alt sessions. I wonder if we could do an alt session in here.
Are you still thinking about doing one on top of the Dairy Queen?
Oh, that would take some I bet AJ could get it for us. That would take some work. But yeah.
Just get AJ's walk-in ability. You get it day of.
One of the initial ideas we had was to do like a Denny's Grand Slam recreation. And then that sprung off to us doing like other, like in the same universe as Denny's Grand Slam. So doing live sessions at other chain restaurants.
Yeah.
And so then we have this little Dairy Queen here. And so I had the idea of doing a rooftop concert at the Dairy Queen called the Dairy Queen Blizzard.
Calling it the Blizzard.
And I'd really like to do it, but there's no way that roof can support more than like 2 people. There's no way. But if
that's the final act, they fall through.
Yeah.
So thinking about inspiration as well, and where you get the ideas for everything, is there anything that you particularly draw inspiration from?
I don't know. I guess a big thing for me is in general, as much as I can, I try and keep things as spontaneous and alive as possible. Okay. Which is like, no shit. Everyone wants to do that. But what I mean by that is like whenever you catch the like real magnetic energy of a creative idea, you ride that for as long as you can. That when you are in that zone of where you're just like all over the place, like you're just like thinking of things left and right, and you're just like so in the zone, so into this idea, try and capitalize on that as much as possible. And if you can, I think the best way to do a project, if you can, it's super hard to do, but try and make sure every step of the process involves that state as much as possible.
Only in the zone.
Only be in like the best, most inspired, creative mindset if you can, which is impossible, but it's a good thing to shoot for, I think.
Is there anything that you feel like you'd at all model after? Let me rephrase that. Is there any type of media that you think follows that sort of format of just staying in the zone and creating something so spontaneous?
I don't know if any, like, you mean like some specific work or like format?
It can be specific work or just general genre that you know of.
I think one of the benefits, I mean, that can apply to like anything. Yeah. You know what I mean? That can apply to like painting or podcasts or audio engineering but the main thing that the way I learned about this and got really into this idea is from learning about the making of Daft Punk's Random Access Memories. Oh. This is my jam. That's basically what they did, is that every step of the process was engineered to encourage and capitalize on that incidental creative magic as much as possible.
Mm-hmm.
And if there's anything on this earth that, with that idealized state of making a piece of art that has you being in that state for the entire process, if there's anyone who's actually done it, it's them with that record.
Well, Drake, sadly, it looks like we're running out of time.
Why can't these be like an hour?
I mean, we can always have you back next year, so. But
Sure.
You are the second to last interview of the semester.
Maybe. We'll see. Maybe if you stop canceling Jay. That's right, I'm calling you out. Jay Needham. You gotta stop canceling on these kids, man. That's rude.
We love Jay, but
Don't cut this out, Adam.
Adam, don't.
Be a man.
Adam,
Don't cut it out.
Adam,
a
please,
man.
Adam, I need
He
this,
won't
Adam.
hear it anyways. Yeah.
The auto guy won't hear my podcast. Anyway, so Drake, I think it's a fun thing. You got me thinking before, and I wanna end these off in a different way.
Yeah.
So Drake, why don't you share with us, since this is the Cult Confessional, share with us a little secret that you've been holding on to for a bit.
A confession for the cult.
Yeah, a confession. We need a confession to end this off properly.
It's got to be juicy if
Yeah.
we're gonna end on it.
Something secret about Drake Martin.
What could I do?
Not saying you have to admit to killing a guy in Arizona in 1986,
Yeah.
but
Well, I would have been negative 25 years old.
yeah. How do I know?
Juicy confession.
Juicy confession from
When
Drake
does this
Martin.
air?
This airs a week from now,
Okay.
or next Wednesday.
Okay, I think I can confess this.
All
You
right.
guys can't tell anyone this until this airs.
Okay.
Because until, I don't know when, but this anyway. Maybe I shouldn't say this. Never mind. Never mind. It's too much.
Oh,
It's too
Too juicy.
confessional.
gotta give us something, Drake. We gotta know.
Should I just? I can't come up with anything else. So it won't be in certainty. There is a chance. Let me specify a chance that Alt News will be releasing a second episode this summer.
Whoa.
Maybe. There's a slight chance.
A slight chance. Another episode of Alt News will come.
And you can't tell anyone. You can't tell anyone this until next Wednesday.
Till next Wednesday.
But this may not even happen. So I may tell you I won't tell you to cut this. But to any viewers listening, I'm lying right now. This isn't real. They have a gun to my head. They forced me to come up with something.
If it happens, it's a holy truth. But if it doesn't happen, Drake was lying the entire time.
Yeah.
But so Drake, thank you so much for being here on my podcast.
No problem. I like the confession at the end. That's a good idea.
Good idea.
As well as this moodier lighting. I think this is cool.
Yes, thank you, Drake, for kicking up the mood, giving us some good ideas in here. But
No problem.
thank you for joining me for another Cult Confessional. So just a little news. From now on, Cult Confessional will be alternating weeks with Is It Better Than Paddington 2, hosted by Ben Seltzer. I almost said Drake Seltzer, but Is It Better Than Paddington 2 will be continuing on the off weeks from Cult of Media. Cult.
Is this podcast better than or better than Paddington 2?
Let me reset.
You should
it,
have.
and then you should
You
say
should
it again.
You should have Ben Seltzer on here, and you should do an episode on is Cult Confessionals better than Paddington 2?
All right.
Or alternate idea, is Cult Confessionals better than Is It Better Than Paddington 2?
And then we have to have an episode of Is Cult Confessionals better than Paddington 2 better than Paddington 2?
Isn't that what I just said?
No. Wait. Is Cult? No, this is the
Cut
sequel
it.
episode.
Cut it.
Anyways, so
Let that be the end, Adam.
Cult Confessionals will be alternating weeks with Is It Better Than Paddington 2, hosted by Ben Seltzer, until the end of the semester, which we only have one more episode. So be sure to tune in for that.
So next week.
Well, next week is...
Oh, okay. I see what you're
Is Better Than Paddington 2. Thanks, Drake, for interrupting me again. I'm messing.
You already relayed this information, I think.
I kept messing up.
Adam, cut it where I said cut it. You know it's better for the episode anyways.
All right. But we will have our last episode in 2 weeks. Thank you for listening, and have a great one. Love you, mean it. Bye.